In this video, we're uncovering key insights from social and news media about Super Bowl 56, one full week after the big game, so we can discover key insights after all the dust has settled. The first insight that stood out to me was Dr. Dre being the top artist mentioned from the halftime show. The second insight that stood out was the top brand mentioned around the Super Bowl commercial was Coinbase and their bouncing QR code ad. Third, a lot of K-pop fans tuned in to the Super Bowl to see a BTS and Samsung commercial, only to find out that it never aired. And the fourth insight is that the top brand with the most engaging tweet around the Super Bowl commercial was Twitter in this lone tweet saying that this was their Super Bowl commercial. Let's dive in to see how I got these insights. I love that halftime show, and if I'm a brand looking to partner with one of these artists, I would want to measure the artist that got the most mentions. To do this, I would dive right into the NetBase Quid word cloud. Then I would look at people. You can see here Dr. Dre is the top artist mentioned, above Mary J. Blige, 50 Cent, Eminem. All the people ahead of Dre were people involved in the Super Bowl, not in the halftime show. Now, what if I'm one of the brands that put out an ad during the big game? I'd want to see what brands were getting the most mentions around the commercials. So I would simply switch over to the brands view. And you can see here of all the brands listed so far, Coinbase seems to be the top one that was actually putting out an ad in the Super Bowl. Pepsi was like a halftime show sponsor. Cincinnati Bengals were in the game. You can also add a keyword that has a lot of little drop down options here. And if you were to just type in commercial, so you'd want to see all the conversations that involved commercial as well. You could see Coinbase is way at the top here. So a lot of people mentioning that ad, not necessarily all positive sentiment, but definitely mentions. So it's getting a ton of volume as far as people talking about that commercial. Next, I wanted to see what things people were talking about around the Super Bowl commercials. When switching to the Story Scope widget, that's here on the left column, you just click on Story Scope. You can get an idea of what kind of positive conversations and negative conversations were happening. You know, if I'm a social media manager or somebody involved in content, I'd want to see what conversations were coming up. So it was interesting to see BTS being mentioned here in K-pop. And I was shocked to see how many hyped K-pop fans were tuning into the big game to see the BTS Samsung commercial. So a lot of this conversation was happening pre-Super Bowl. So, and it was interesting to see all these tweets. A lot of K-pop fans were sad that that commercial never aired. But this was an opportunity for Samsung. They saw so much conversation brewing and happening before the game. But they decided that that commercial was just going to go on YouTube and not during the Super Bowl. So still very interesting, especially if you're involving an influencer or a key opinion leader. Finally, many brands opted out of dishing big bucks to air a commercial during the big game. Many used social media platform to live tweet during the game. I wanted to see what brands were gaining the most engagement. So I'd simply go to the authors tab here, and then I would categorize that by engagement. You can see Twitter is the first brand that pops up here. Got a ton of engagement. So click that. You can see the actual tweet. And then now I'm going to go into that tweet. So if I'm a brand during the Super Bowl or even after the Super Bowl, like we're looking at here, you can still engage. You can see a lot of brands here did, like Burger King. They were engaging with Twitter. I like it. McDonald's talking about it. They're talking about it. So if you're a brand, you want to engage with that very engaging tweet around the Super Bowl. Again, congratulations to all the brands, artists, and influencers for participating in another Super Bowl extravaganza. To schedule your own demo for your brand, visit netbasequid.com/demo and hit the green demo button.